Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. We had a medium-ish sized meeting last night, and we started out with an announcement. Well, this probably won't show, but we have another public presentation tonight about the proposed roundabouts for Old South Road at Fairgrounds, Four Corners, and Surfside at Bartlett. So,
but it's good that we're
ongoing.
doing this again.
The public presentations?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so the idea is to get public input and go from there.
Once we get the public input, how long do you think it'll take before we actually start
well, I don't know.
construction?
I don't know. It's a little ways off.
A year? 2 years?
Ish.
Okay.
We also had an update from the police department about 4th of July prep and what is all going to be happening for that public safety wise. We also have a lot of activities going on that are available on a flyer that Culture and Tourism has put out, and it's also online and at their office and in the town hall and other places.
There are volunteers needed for activities both at Children's Beach and
Main Street.
Main Street. Just so if they want, and they can go to the visitor center and sign up.
Yes, you can. And also, please do not bring your water balloons to the water fight, okay?
Yes.
We've had this ongoing problem with the water balloons, and it involves when you throw them, they smash, and the shards get all over the street, and when the street is washed down, they go into the storm drains and go out to the harbor. Not good. Please do not bring them.
By the way, Cumbies has paper straws now. I was shocked.
Cumbies does.
I figured they'd be the last ones.
That's huge.
They were really, I told them, I said, hey, good for you guys. And they were really proud.
I haven't,
They
good
were
for
smiling.
them.
Yes, we want to.
Now that they can just get rid of their plastic cups.
Well, that's it. Or get the corn ones, right?
Yeah.
The corn plastic.
One step at a time.
Right.
I haven't seen too many plastic straws lately here.
I know.
So
Or you don't even get one. Like at the
Yeah.
airport, they won't even hand you one unless you ask for it.
yeah, you can also bring your own straw. There's Remain was recently giving out at some different events glass straws
Ooh.
and metal, and it
Ooh.
comes with a little tiny cleaner.
Nice.
Yeah. Rita Higgins has been a select board member, has been
This
very
is the
much
first
behind
step,
the
I
sheet.
think, in a anti-plastic revolution. We really have got to
Well,
get on that.
Look at any number of films lately, documentaries, news stories and things about plastic.
It's just terrible.
Pollution, plastic.
You bet.
Yeah, it's horrific. We haven't even seen the half of it here. We haven't even seen a 1% of it
Just
here.
think, Libby, I mean, the plastic hasn't been around forever. The people before plastic used glass.
There's a huge, there's an edition of National Geographic devoted to this in June now, this month's edition. It's
Yeah.
scary.
It is.
Anyway, we're really looking at trying to get at this,
Good.
and we're starting with the straws.
Good.
Okay, we also have biodegradable packaging bylaw here. We don't have plastic bags, which is good
Yes.
also.
I'm trying
And
to get them to do that up in Maine. They
Well, a
just
lot of-
love plastic.
it seems like, I think Barnstable recently moved to paper bags. Okay, so in other select board news, our main thing last night basically was a review of our strategic plan, where we are with it at this point. We've been working on it for over a year. Each board member individually spoke about a part of it. We have three areas of focus: housing, transportation, and environment. Each area of focus has 2 or 3 goals associated with it. We are working now to refine things like how are we going to measure these goals, what data and research do we need to accomplish them, a timeline, who is going to be doing these things, what additional resources are we going to need, all of that sort of thing. So last night was reviewing the goals, talking about the process, and next steps. So that was good. And then the board members had some individual committee reports. We talked a bit about the June 14th forum last week that was sponsored by the radio station and the Chamber of Commerce. And thank you to both of them. They were able to get the chairman of the Cannabis Control Commission here to talk about the law and regulations and things like that.
So how's that looking?
Well, we are working on articles for the October 10th special town meeting, and we'll probably have some zoning. If I have to guess, I'm going to say we're probably going to have some zoning articles that will address recreational marijuana establishments. So right now we have a moratorium which expires at the end of 2018, and the idea is at the special town meeting we revisit it with some zoning bylaw amendments, perhaps to expand the area where recreational use is permitted or leave it alone, and perhaps expand an area or areas where growing could occur for commercial use, or craft growers. It's one of the categories.
Okay,
More to come on this
absolutely.
in the next few weeks. At our meeting next week, June 27th, the biggest thing on there is probably going to be the committee appointments, the annual committee appointments. We have a bunch of real estate items as well, but committee appointments are always a big deal at the end of June. We're talking about warrant articles for the special town meeting, and we are going to also discuss a letter the board will be sending to the Zoning Board of Appeals about the Surfside Crossing 40B. We previously sent a letter to the state early on when the application was first submitted. The letter to the ZBA is likely to be very similar to the one that we sent to the state, because not a whole lot has changed in between then and now. And I'm sure there will be some public discussion about the letter. Zoning Board of Appeals hearings have started on this project, and I believe it is very contentious.
You didn't mention this place across the street. Well, there's a little
We
bit
had
of
a public hearing last night
Yeah.
for the Graydon House. They came in to seek an amendment to their entertainment license to allow music outside.
This is big.
Low background music outside. And they did get it, but there was a good amount of discussion about
They
it.
almost didn't. It was close.
It was a 3-2 vote.
Yeah. So, it seems like, entertainment is important downtown, and that you're gonna have to, you wanna come to Nantucket, you gotta get used to a certain amount of late night noise. I mean, right? I mean, we're heading.
Seems that way.
Everybody seems to want to party.
Yeah.
And,
But I hear some sort of murmuring in the community about loud noise downtown, but I don't hear a big public outcry about it. I might have my personal public outcry about it, but.
Well, they're a guest house as well, so.
They are.
I mean, they have rooms
They
there,
are,
so.
yes. So
They have to be aware of
they're
it.
gonna have,
Sure.
they understand that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so then we go into our summer schedule after the 27th, and we meet 2 times in July, 2 times in August.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
meeting on the 4th,
Obviously.
obviously. The fireworks, by the way, are on the 5th.
Okay.
And then we meet again on the 11th, and we are having a growing agenda for that meeting. The special town meeting, going back to that for October 10th, there is a timeline associated with that event, and it is online. If you're interested in the special town meeting, please look at
What
the
do you mean a
timeline.
timeline?
Oh, a timeline as to what happens.
Okay.
When the warrant's adopted, when the hearings are, all that kind of thing.
All right. And that special town will only be about the marijuana?
Well, at this point, we have article or articles about marijuana. We're going to have, at this point, we haven't adopted the warrant yet, but so far the board has talked about 2 articles relating to Old South Road corridor improvements. There will be, so if you were to think back to the 2018 annual town meeting, we had 1 big article for these improvements. It passed town meeting but did not pass at the subsequent election. The ballot question failed. So we're splitting it now into 2. One will be Milestone Road improvements, and one will be Old South Road improvements. So we're working on an outreach plan for those things, similar to the roundabout outreach plan.
Okay.
And we're probably going to have a couple of probably non-controversial financial articles that have cropped up, things to do with budgets and capital projects and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, but things we got to get done if we're having a special town meeting anyway.
All right.
So I think that's about it. Anything else you're hearing?
No, it's, summer's starting to wind in. We're seeing traffic.
Yes,
And
we are
are
seeing
we going to
traffic.
put an end to these house moves that, at least for a couple of months?
We have something of a moratorium on house moves between June 15th and September 15th between certain hours. You aren't supposed to move a house between something like 10 and 6 or something
Okay.
like that. I'm not 100% sure of those times, but it's something like during the day, no house moves. You'd have to move it early in the morning.
All right. That's okay.
House moves are,
I'm always hearing
Huge.
things about that.
well,
Especially
they happen
with
all the
traffic
time.
getting worse.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
We'll wait until after
Wait.
the tourists leave.
Yeah, but just about every week, these house moves are scheduled typically weeks in,
Do we have
possibly
that
months
many
in
houses
advance.
that right
Yes.
now that are being moved?
Yes,
How many
We
would
do.
you say, Libby, off the top of your head? Would you? 10?
10, what, a year?
No, 10 that are ready to be moved now?
Oh, I don't know how many are ready to move
how many
now,
a
but
year
I'm
do
gonna
we-
say we have over 50 a year.
50.
There's at least one a week.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
How many towns move houses like we do? I mean,
none.
none. It's interesting angle on Nantucket, huh?
I mean, there's the sort of recycling aspect of things, but then I hear people say, depending on the condition of the house that you're moving, it's not even worth it to move it, because
Well,
it can
lumber, you know,
be a
has
very
become-
huge hassle to move
Yeah,
it.
but lumber right now is at an all, it's very expensive.
right,
It's gone
yeah.
way up. So,
Because the building boom,
well, partly that, yeah.
and, you know.
Materials just cost more.
Exactly.
You know,
Okay, so enough of that. I think that's about it for now. Thanks very much. See you next time.